Welcome to day 442 of 1,350 days. Now today I have 14 book sales to report, bringing the total to 2,433. And yesterday I received something through the mail. It's a magazine which I've been featured in, and I'm going to show it to you now. So this is Mind, Body and Soul magazine. It's the publication which is linked to my publisher Watkins of my second book, Do the Work You Love, and we're just going to go through it now. Okay, so as I open this up, you can see right here I'm in the features section. Do the Work You Love, Joe Barnes. So let's take a look. I haven't actually looked at this yet, so this will be me and you seeing it for the first time. Page 76. I wrote this a while ago. I wrote this while we were in the lockdown, in the early stages of the lockdown. So it's not actually on page 76. It's listed as 76, but it's actually on page 81, which isn't great. So I'm going to have to contact the publishers about that. So Do the Work You Love by Joe Barnes. There you can see my picture. Starting quote, a 2013 Right Management survey indicated 81% of the employed workforce are uninspired by their jobs. And I delve a bit deeper into that. Give you information on how to find your passion and then choose one of 3 paths to making a living from your passion. It's basically a very condensed version of the book, which you see there in the bottom right corner. And then you have a little bit about me. Hopefully this will drive some sales. I don't know how many. I've been told by the magazine, the writers of the magazine, that it has a readership of over 100,000 people. So you would think that that's going to lead to some, well, if not big sales, maybe at least some sales. You would think maybe 1% of those 100,000 may look at the book, and then maybe another 10% of that may buy the book. So we're looking at 100 sales, but this is just me pulling figures out the air. I really don't know. If you remember earlier in my channel, I can't remember what day exactly, but I'll leave a link for it in the description below. I think we're talking about April, May time. I was featured in the Sun newspaper, which is one of the UK's biggest, or is the UK's biggest newspaper. I was featured in their lifestyle section for a Sunday magazine lifestyle that they have. And I don't know, it looks good, it sounds good, it feels good, but you don't know how many sales it actually leads to. My sales reports, I'm getting them pretty soon from Watkins. You stay tuned for a video on that. It should be around the end of September, so in the next week or so I'll get my figures, but I don't think there'll be any direct correlation between featuring in the Sun newspaper, featuring in this magazine below, the Mind, Body and Soul magazine. I don't think I'll be able to see how many sales they exactly generate. So the jury's out on how successful these things are at driving sales for your book, but it can't be bad. It can only be a good thing, really. Surely, even if it only gets you a little bit of sales and exposure, it's something. It's one more step on that long journey to try to become a best-selling author. So I'm out on Epsom Downs. I just finished a tennis lesson. I was driving back home and thought to myself, just stop by, have a look at the view, which I'll show you guys now. It's a great view out here. I don't know if you can quite see it from this camera, but right off in the distance is London. You can see the skyscraper. Well, I can see the skyscrapers. I don't know whether you guys can, but anyway, came here and was just doing a little bit of meditation. And when I say meditation, my version of that is just sitting down, closing my eyes, making sure I stay still, and then just feeding my thoughts with images and visions of success. So for me, as you guys know who are watching this channel, the big aim is to try to sell 1 million copies of my books. Therefore, I'll think about having sold 1 million. I'll see the number 1 million in my mind. I'll also run through a few imaginary scenarios about what I'm going to do once I've achieved that figure. Try to get myself feeling inspired. Try to also program my subconscious mind so it responds to me with ideas and coincidences or encounters, synchronicity, on how I'm going to get to that amazing figure. So I'm just pulling into my parents' house. This is the house where I grew up as well. It's a Sunday evening, and sometimes on a Sunday evening I come round to my parents for some food. This could be one of the last times I come round for food because they're planning on selling the house. This is somewhere I lived for the first 16 years of my life, I think, 16, 15 years of my life, and have returned to many times since. So this is pretty much the end for day 442. I'm back home after having seen my parents. Pretty soon I'm going to head to bed. Stay tuned for the next episode. I've got some news, as I said earlier in the video, I've got some news about my sales figures for Do the Work You Love. This should be coming in within the next 10 days, so stay tuned for that. As always, please support the channel either by subscribing, press the subscribe button below, or if you want to, there's a link to both of my books, Escape the System and Do the Work You Love. You can support the channel by buying a copy of one of those books, helping me on my quest and my journey. And as always, you can just stay tuned, keep watching the videos, and I will see you in the next one.